Okay guys, how you doing? I am gonna make a video on the new Buff of Bliss. I did it today and it didn't take very long. So when you go into Buff of Bliss, let's go ahead and take a look at the I button. In the Wild West, bliss comes from simple things. You get more resources, stronger force, and a shortcut to success. It's time to enjoy 3 reduce resources cost buff to strive at full speed. Seize it tight to boost your force. Now about the buffs, during the event you can enjoy 3 kinds of buffs. It reduces resource cost, reduces building resource cost, and reduces training resource cost. That makes good use of these buffs to boost your force with less effort. Now, because of the choice of words, I'm going to be probably tongue-tied during this. Buff of Bliss, and then boosts, all of those words. So, special tips. We have prepared a special event buff up for brilliance to help you better utilize the buffs through completing a task. Join the event for more fun and rewards. So I'm going to just go back and you can see that there's some opportunities to gain these different things. Now, in order to see what is available, you click the bottom where it says guidance, buff up for bliss, and click on that. And I've already claimed all of them. It didn't take me very long to claim them all. I used a lot of speed ups. That's how you get it. But they don't cost as much of your resources to do it. So once you accumulate this very first one, and you can see the progress on the right here, 3 of 3 above where it says claimed. And that just means you use enough speed up items to accumulate 3 hours. And that's in building speed ups, training, or research speed ups. Same for the next one, 12 hours. And the number's teeny weeny in the actual description, but on the progress to the right, it is larger. The third one is 24 hours. The fourth one is 48 hours. And the fifth one is 96 hours. So, I mean, these rewards aren't as big as some of the other events that they have, but they're super easy to claim if you have a lot of speed ups and you can use your speed ups. Now, when it talks about the reduction in costs, take advantage of it the entire time you are this event is happening. So let's go to the barrack and let me just show you the reduction costs. So say I wanted to train some T1s. You can see right here on the right hand side where it says how much is required. It reduces it to half the requirement. So instead of 48 things, so let's do what 7,200. So instead of 345.6 thousand of food, I only need to spend 172.8 thousand. So this means you're not using as much. You get benefits to train and whatnot. So now T4s are the most expensive, right? So let's click on some marksmen. Now, if I wanted to train a full barracks worth, I would, instead of spending 7.5 million in food, I would only be spending 3.8. Now, the same thing is when you're building a building or researching something. So say if I wanted to build this building, it reduces the cost. So you can see here in what it would take. Instead of that building being built with 3.3 million in logs, it would only take 1.6. And the same is with research. So go into research and say I wanted to, let's go into sheriff. I'm already researching that. So say if I wanted to research that, you can see it slashed through what it originally is, but now with the reduction cost, it is all almost half of what it used to be. Now, because Buff of Bliss is at the same time as these other events, so you can see on the calendar, Buff Up for Brilliance is at the same time as Bundle of Joy and Riches, and Buff of Bliss. So they're all at the same time. Granted, this isn't happening during grand development because, I mean, you could really do a lot with grand development with spending half the resources. So, the game's pretty smart to not do that during grand development. But for Bundle of Joy and Riches, you're going to be using speed ups for that as well. So take advantage of that, and now you can claim things in Bundle of Joy. All right. So that is Buff of Bliss. Buff Up for Brilliance and Buff of Bliss on the calendar are just the same thing. They just have it flagged as two different things on the calendar because in the description for the Buff of Bliss is talking about Buff Up for Brilliance because it's inside it. So I don't know why they had to do it double. I don't know. Anyways, that is Buff Up for Bliss, and hopefully you guys are taking advantage of it in congruity with the other ones. So make sure you're really taking advantage of them and going in and collecting them. It's similar to Bundle of Joy. You need to go in and collect it. You have to claim it. So make sure you're not letting it time out and not claiming your rewards. All right? Okay, you guys have a great rest of your day. Hopefully this video helps, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.